Very sublime, deep discussion going on. Let us study Sri Yoga Vaashishtha Maharamayana third Utpatthi Prakaranam Leelopakhyanam 52nd Sarga Marana Samanantara Deha Pratibha Jiva Pratibha Varnanam. You know, actually, what is Varana? Who leaves this Sharira? Where he goes? What is the position of this Sharira? Where is everything happening? This is the theme, subject matter of all our rishis and all our shastras. And finally, what's established is only one truth, one reality, always intact. All else is the play of power. You know? Like in the world too, all are human beings. But whatever tamasha goes on is nothing but play of the power. कोई वर्ड पावर, कोई थॉट पावर, कोई एक्शन पावर, मनी पावर, पॉलिटिकल पावर, टॉकिंग पावर, सब पावर का ही गेम चल रहा है ना. समष्टि में भी the whole thing is play of power, but yet because nothing is continuously the same, therefore it is unreal. It is mithya. Yet it is appearing, therefore it is mithya. Then what should be our attitude? While being in the world, work, but don't give it reality. Yes, lest we will miss the reality. That's how we have to slowly mature into the doubtless clear correct understanding of what Guru Shastras are teaching about life and its goals and etc. Okay, let us now do our Mangalacharana Shloka. Om 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 Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo. Om Yairime Guruvihi Purvam. Om Shankaram Shankaracharya. Om Sri Rama Rama Rameti. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Samasta Brahma Bhakti Yoga Dharma Vidyacharibhyo Rishibhyo Munibhyo Gurubhyo Devatabhyo Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha. Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Vaashishtadi Rishibhyo Namaha. Sankalpaha Tesham Sarvesham Kripanugraheణ उपनिषद योग वासिष्ठ महारामायणोक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थम श्रुति स्मृति पुराण इतिहास संतवांग्मयोक्त साध्य साधनानुभव सिद्ध्यर्थम तत्रोक्त ऋषिमुनि गुरुदेवता दर्शनानुग्रहानुभव प्राप्त्यर्थम सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थम धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थम श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि मंदिरादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेष निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलन पूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री वाल्मीकि महर्षि विरचित श्री राम वशिष्ठ संवाद रूप श्री योग वासिष्ठ महारामायण स्मृति मोक्ष प्रकरण शास्त्रस्य पारायणम अध्ययनं साधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. मंगलाचरण श्लोकाः. ओम यतः सर्वाणि भूतानि प्रतिभान्ति स्थितानि च यत्रैवोपशमं यान्ति तस्मै सत्यात्मने नमः. ज्ञाता ज्ञानं तथा ज्ञेयं द्रष्टा दर्शन दृश्यभूः कर्ता हेतुः क्रिया यस्मात् तस्मै ज्ञप्त्यात्मने नमः. स्फुरन्ति सीकरा यस्मात् आनन्दस्याम्बरे वनौ सर्वेषां जीवनं तस्मै ब्रह्मानन्दात्मने नमः. दिवि भूमौ तथाकाशे बहिरन्तश्च मे विभुः यो विभात्यवभासात्मा तस्मै सर्वात्मने नमः. सत्यं ज्ञानमनन्तमेकमजरं नित्यं विभुं शाश्वतं प्रत्यग् ब्रह्मरसायनं सुखगनं पूर्णं परं पावनं स्वात्मज्योतिरनादिमध्यनिधनं मायाविलासैर्मोह विश्वाकारमपास्तमायमभयं वन्दे विशुद्धं पदं ज्ञानादेवात्मनो मोक्षः न तु कर्मसमाधिभिः अज्ञातोऽसौ स्वसदृश्यं सृजत्येवेति कीर्त्यते तस्मै श्रीगुरवे वसिष्ठमुनये नित्यं नमस्कुर्महे विश्वामित्रमुनिं शरण्यमनघं भूयो नमस्याम्यहं तस्मै वाल्मीकये श्री गुरुतमगुरवे भूरिभावैर्नता स्मः पूर्णानन्दस्वभावः स्वजनहितकृते माययोपात्तकायः कारुण्यादुद्दिदीर्षुर्जनमनवरतं मोहपङ्के निमग्नम् आविश्यान्तर्वसिष्ठं बहिरपि कलयन् शिष्यभावं वितेने यः संवादेन शास्त्रामृतजलधिममुं रामचन्द्रं प्रपद्ये ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः वसिष्ठादऋषिभ्यो नमः योगवासिष्ठ महारामायण शास्त्रम तृतीय उत्पत्ति प्रकरणम लीलोपाख्याने मरण समनंतर देह प्रतिभा वर्णन नाम द्विपञ्चाशत्तमः सर्गः श्री वशिष्ठ उवाच right now Krishna Vasudeva very sublime very mystical very tough to grasp, more tough to digest, and almost next to impossible to accept. But it is a truth or the knowledge that is revealed by the Rishi, the Guru, Sri Vaashishtha Bhagwan, whose Gayatri mantra we chanted today morning. Leela's point is, Leela says, my husband now is in the final stages, deathbed. Only Shwasa is going on of him. Anytime he will die. That much she said. Immediately, Vasishthaji or Mother Saraswati took over and Gnapti Devi explained to all. You know, what is she explained is this Rajya, and in this Viduratha is the Raja. Then the Sindhu Raja attacked night. Then terrible war happened. Then Viduratha killed. So much of havoc created in the Rajya. Sindhu appointed his son. Then everything is made resettled. All of that is what you have seen with your eyes. Isn't it? All of this, even though through the eyes or for the eyes, has been seen as appearing, yet the fact from the absolute reality is, standpoint is, na kinchidapi sampannam rastram nacha mahitanam. See that? Evam rupa maharambhe sangrame. In this Maha Arambha of the Sangrama which has happened. Rashtra Sambrame, in that the whole Rashtra gone into the Sambrama havoc. Then Sampannepi Sthiti api Uchchai. Again, it is Sthita in the Ucha Sampanna Sthiti. Reinstated. Vichitra Arambha Manthare. Then that was an Vichitra Arambha of the Yuddha. This is a new Vichitra Arambha of everything is settled. Though you have seen that, yet na kinchit api sampannam. All these things Nijam really have not happened. Not only that, this entire kingdom Rastram and Nacha Mahitalam, even the entire this Bhumandala here also na sampanna. At the from the reality Adhisthana standpoint, none of them are really there or really existing. Some na sampanna. Then na sthitam kvachanapi evam. Nothing of this is stationarily, really, substantially staying. This is a subtlety of Vedanta. You know? That wave, we go on calling. Where is that wave? Is it any movement stable there to call it as? That it is there? Even on its surface level also, the waveness is continuously changing. Which you are calling as wave, in a microsecond it has changed. Secondly, it is Adhisthana, the water, whom you are calling as wave. Therefore, what is the position of the wave? Appearing but not happening. What is the position of water? Because our attention is on the wave, we are not able to see, but that is a real reality. And that reality alone is there behind everything. And that is one without second. That is behind me also. Not knowing that I am identified with the upadhis, this is one limitation and sufferings. I see the whole jagat superimposed on the reality. That is second problem. And I, this pseudo wrong jiva, identifying with the pseudo names and forms, with the aham and mama. Then in that, I am projecting the likes, projecting dislikes. All of that is एक सिनेमा और उसमें हीरो हीरोइन और एक सिनेमा में गए और उसमें एक सिनेमा चल रहा है और उस सिनेमा में और एक सिनेमा. तो सिनेमा ही है वो, नथिंग रियल. दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ नस्तितम क्वचनापि एवं. then what is the position of all this? Swapnatmakam idam jagat. This entire jagat is swapnatmaka, swapnatulya only. Swapnatmakam idam jagat. Just swapnatulya. What is the Sapna Tulyata? Just give a minute and think. In Swapna, when we are, it appears everything is happening. But when we wake up to a different plane altogether, all that was is recognized as unreal. When? Even when it was going on. But we took it as real, therefore it appeared as real. When we wake up, we have woken up to some other deeper substantial reality called waking. When you look from this standpoint, then we know the dream was ever appearing but unreal. That is the meaning of Swapna Atmakam Idam Jagat. Now, in the Swapna, once we are into it, anything can appear, anything can happen. Point one. Point two, with anything happening and everything happening, yet all of that is from the waking standpoint, unreal only. Appearance but not real. That what appears but not real is called Mithya. At least it is not real. Even you are seeing it, therefore appearance. Appearing, therefore mithya. But reality to nahi hai. Understand this point. It may be appearing, it may be giving experiences, but it is not real. Wonderful. Think about it. Same here. Nastitam kachanapyevam swapnatmakam idam jagat. Now, see this whole explanation from here. तस्य तन्मण्डपस्यान्तः शवस्य निकटाम्बरे इदं भूराष्ट्रमा भाति भर्तृजीवस्य तेन घे अन्तःपुरगृहान्ते तत् इदं राष्ट्रान्वितोदरं वसिष्ठविप्रगेहेऽन्तर्विन्ध्याद्रिग्रामके स्थितं वसिष्ठविप्रगेहेऽन्तः शवगेह जगत्स्थितं. See that? This entire thing which you are seeing yourself, this Rajya, this Yuddha, the Raja Viduratha, all of this. Okay? All of this is Tan Mandapasya Antaha Shavasya Nikatambare. In that Bhumandala, there is Rajya, there is Antapura. In the Antapura, that Raja Padma's Shava is there. Near that Shava, there is Akasha is there, no? In that Akasha only, all these are there. See how tough it becomes for the one who is listening first time to understand, to grasp. Isn't it? But again and again when we listen, take the example of dream, take the example of our own Manorajya, Kalpana. Sometimes अपने मनोराज्य को लेकर हम ही डरते हैं, हमको ही पसीना छूटते हैं. We only go through various seeming experiences. Even the example of Jadoo, nowadays example of cinema, AI. अब इतने सारे examples will help us in understanding and accepting what's said by Shastras, that all this is appearing. So this entire thing is appearing in that Raja Mandapa next to the Raja Padma's Shava in that Akasha. Okay? Then Tasya Tan Mandapasya Antaha Shavasya Nikatambare Idam Bhuhu Rastram Abhati Te Bhartru Jivasya Anage. Of whom? Your husband, the Jiva. In his chitta, in that Akasha, all that is happening. Therefore, Antahpura Gruhante, in that Raja, in that Antapura, in that Gruha, in the Akasha, Tadidam Rashtra Anvita Udaram. The entire Rashtra, this one is in the Udara of that Akasha. Point 1. 2. What about the position of that Akasha? Sorry, that entire Raja Padmas and Antapura Gruha and the Antapura, and then his Rajadhani and his Rajyam, and in that at the that entire world, that Brahmanda, those all beings, they are all again back. What is the back? Vasishta Vipragehe Antaha Vindhyadri Gramake Sthitam. There is Vindhyadri mountains are there. There is a Grama. There is a Vipra by name Vasishta, and that Vasishta Vipra has a Gruha. In that Gruha, Vasishta Vipra Gehe Antaha. In that Brahmanas Gruha, in that Akasha, that Raja Padma's entire kingdom is there. So that Jiva who was Vasishta left the body in his chitta, in that Akasha, that whole thing. And in the Padma's palace, Antapura, he left the body. There in his chitta, this whole world is there. This one. So Vasishta Vipragehentaha Shavageha Jagasthita. So we are seeing cinema. In the cinema, the hero villain, they are again seeing another dream, another dream. Or we ourselves have a dream. In the dream, we are again sleeping. Could not, therefore we got a dream. In that again you can get a dream. You understand? Like the mirror house. चारों तरफ मिरर है तो इतने हजारों रिफ्लेक्शन एक के अंदर एक के अंदर एक के अंदर दिखते हैं. This is one solid important point. Next solid thing is what? All these three, Vasishta, his Gruha, and in that Gruha Akasha, Padma, his Rajya, and his Prasada, and his Antapura, in that again Raja Vidurata, all that. All of them are only on the pure Chidabhasa, they are all projected. Sorry, on the Chit Swarupa Paramatma, they are all projected. Once it is projected, it can be anything because it's projection. Like once you project the movie, it can be anything. That is why in the whole world, if you see, of all countries and languages, lakhs and lakhs of movies have come. Isn't it? If you add the serials and all of them, so the count goes uncountable. How come so many? Yeah, because that's called projection. Once it is projection, it is infinite. Like it's mud. Once it's a mud, it's mud. But once you start projecting on it, how many types and varieties and shapes of mud pots or flower pots or the diyas or the walls, what not you can project. Gold is gold. Once you start projecting on it, any number of ornaments, any number of sizes and shapes and all. In the same way, Adhisthana unmoved. In that, all these are happening. And what should be our take home point learning? Ki all these are Adhisthana ke upar kalpit. Now, story part you understood. But is it only to understand the story that the things are told? No, then what? Same is in our case. You understand? You and I as individuals and this whole world is only Maya Kalpita Desha Kala Kalana. And in this, I again in my mind, I think about you sometimes as you are good, another time you are not good. All of that, my own mind's projections. While all this is happening, Adhisthana is intact. Our goal is to reach to that Adhisthana. From that standpoint, when it is experienced, we see what theoretically we're talking now, that all this is mithya, is realized. Once it is mithya, once you know it's a mirage water, not real, you won't run behind it, you won't suffer out of thirst. Extra added thirst. ये है इस कथा को समझने का उद्देश्य. ओके, नेक्स्ट. शवगेह जगत कुक्षौ इदम गेह जगत स्थितम. एवमेष महा आरंभः जगत्रयमयो भ्रमः. So Shavageha Jagat Kukshav. So Shavageha Jagat means Akasha. Kuksha in the stomach. Shava is Raja Padmas. So this Gruha mein Raja Padma Shava there. In that Geha Kukshi, in that Akasha Pura, Idam Geha Jagat Sthitam. This entire uh, Graha where whole Rajya is there, Antapura is there, and the outside the Antapura, the Yuddha happened. Now your husband wounded, he is seated here now, almost dying. ये सारा उसी में हो रहा है. So the sthula shariras, then the yuddhas, then the wounds that have happened, all of them are, mind you, only in that kalpana. See that beauty? Once we abide in this knowledge and practically through meditation reach to the substratum which is beyond all this, then once for all problems are solved. And while doing so, the caution in our Vyavaharik Jagat, follow other rules and norms. Following the rules and norms of the Vyavaharik Jagat is one of the very essential sadhana, that we are freed, redeemed from all these clutches there. That's why time and again we tell you, whenever you listen to Vedantic Jnanam, see to it that the outer Vyavahara is not disturbed because of this, means misunderstanding should not happen. It should complement each other, not contradict. Vyavahara है वो करते रहो बस. In the Vyavahara, Swadharma Nirvahana, Phalapeksha Rahitya, Karma, Karma Phala, Kartrutva, Karta. Sara, Ishwararpana. This we have to do. है ना. महामनुस्मर युद्ध छ. आफ्टर दैट अगेन सर्वम भगवत अर्पण. तेरा तुझको अर्पण क्या लागे मेरा. And even an iota of impression of all the doings should not be in our mind. Free the mind. Thus, the mind is quietened. With the quietened mind, this knowledge is gained. With the knowledge as base, sit on the seat of meditation, and through already given techniques of Sakshi Bhava, etc., just go beyond each of these koshas. There, recognize yourself. So, evamesha maharambha jagatrayamayo brahmaha. This maha arambha of these three jagats is brahmaha only. Jagat mayo brahmaha maharambha. Now which are the three jagats now? That Vaashishtha Brahmana is Gruha, one jagat. In that Gruha Akasha, the entire Raja Padma, his kingdom and his Antapura, in that he is there now as a body. Body is kept there. And in that Akasha, the third jagat, here this Viduratha and this entire kingdom. And in this Antapura again, the Viduratha Shiva body is there. ये सारा क्या है. जगत त्रयमयो भ्रमः. Not only these things, त्वया मया अनया अनेन संयुक्तः स अर्णव अवनि. You are also Brahma. I am also Brahma. Anaya, this, the Leela is there, third one, उसका भी शरीर वहीं पड़ा है, वो भी ब्रह्म है. अनेना दिस राजा विदुरथ संयुक्तः extension sa arnava avanihi. All samudras around, in between there the avani bhumi is there. Samudra yukta avani bhumi, this one. All of this Raja, that Leela, you, me, and all these three worlds are on Adhisthana Paramatma. They are Brahma only. Girigramaka Dehantar Madhye Gagana Koshake. So all these are in that Akasha of, these two are in that Girigrama Gruha Antaha Akasha. Even that also is not reality. वहां से शुरू हुआ तो वहां तक ले जा रहे हमको. Not to say that वो real है. We are taken to that point where it started from the Vaashishtha Gruha. Not that sage Vaashishtha who is teaching this Ramayana, that Brahmana's name also Vaashishtha. Now all these three, and if possible any number of things. Now once these three are told, if you and are wise, we have to add आगे आने वाले जितने भी जन्म. फिर before the Brahmana, he might have gone through hundreds of janam. Leela to told her 800 janam, which she remembered, unremembered so many. All of them are in the Adhisthana Brahma Kalpita only. So the Kala Kalpita, Desha Kalpita, in the Desha Kala, all these Srushtis are Kalpita. And Sthiti, Laya Kalpita. Samashti may be, Veshti may be. See that when you keep on listening to it, little data our intellect starts receiving. It's only a beginning. It's like to the child in the school, he is taught how to write A, B. उसको क्यों लिखा रहे नहीं पता होता. अरे भाई को खाना खिलाओ, सो जाऊंगा, खेलूंगा. Why should I do this? But only after all that, then he will know what's the importance of knowing these languages, knowing all these sciences for the life. Of course, in the Indian education system, no relation between what we study in school, college, and what nokri we do, and what life we live at home, what life we live in society, and spirituality to zero. Those 18, 20 years are solidly wasted. Wasted means worstly wasted. In the sense, if even the academics are properly planned, they're all profession oriented, and along with that, the Dharma Bhakti, Desha Bhakti, Loka Bhakti, Seva, if all of them are taught, then he is well prepared, that youngster by age of 20, to live a noble life of serving the world and himself evolving in the remaining 80 years of life. If properly planned, every jiva in his one lifetime, a lifespan only, can get moksha also. बनाओ ये रूल. 20 साल तक सारा पढ़ाई, 45 साल इस तक सारा सर्विसेज, retired at 45, 45 to 65. Every individual should stay in the ashrams and listen Brahma Vidya from the Gurus, and through Viveka Vairagya Shamatha Chatushta Sampada and Shravana Manana, they must meditate. Imagine, hypothetically, by the age of 65, everybody will realize I am Brahmas. If the system is like that. System may not be like that for whatever reason, but you and I can make our system like that. We are not taught all that. Okay. Then Tvaya Maya Anaya Anena Samyuktaha Sa Arnava Avanihi Girigramaka Dehantar Madhye Gagana Koshake. So this in that, thus in that, all these three are projected on reality. That is the individual's Sankalpa Shakti, which is a part of total Maya Shakti of Ishwar. उसमें individual, if he feels his Shakti to be separate from Ishvara, it is allowed. And in that all the ghaflat he does, that is allowed. But accordingly the phala also are given to him. If the individual drops his own personal sankalpa adi and tunes with the Ishvara sankalpa, his individual problems will go away. Now he is allowing Ishvara to function through him. Therefore, his individual problems goes away. The problem called as individuality also arises somewhere. These are really sublime things to be intellectually apprehended, and through practice for some lives, one can even experience it. है ना? Just देखते देखते that young boy got married, got 2, 3 children, got job. From the 20 years age, he came to 50 years. See the difference? At the age of 20, himself was dependent, doing nothing. When at the age of 50, he is the one who is responsible for the entire family. 25 साल में फर्क पड़ा कि नहीं? He takes care of wife and children and the education, all of that. In the same way, through the sadhanas, we can rise above to those experiences, the subtler ones. Karte rahe to. That the Brahman alone is reality. I am that. Everything else is Veshti or Samashti Sankalpa. If it is Veshti Sankalpa, then I am bound. When I drop all my individual Sankalpas and take Ishvara Sankalpa as mine, only do that one, individual problems are gone. And total is never a problem. Total mein anything happens, including birth and death, they're only part of game. Birth is a part of game, death also part of game. Nothing important. जैसे सिनेमा शुरू हो गया, खत्म भी होगा. Nothing serious about it. Luckily, with all that birth death happening in the total, the substratum is intact, in which there is no birth death. That's the beauty of it. That any time anybody can realize it. Then they can be freed from the imaginary Janma Marana Veshti and Samashti. सुनते रहो भैया. देखो इसलिए कह रहे स्वात्मैव कचति व्यर्थो न कचत्येव वा क्वचितो तत्पदम परमं विद्धि नाशोत्पाद विवर्जितम स्वयं कचितम आभातम शांतम परम अनामयम किल मंडपगेहेन्तः स्वस्वभावोदितात्मनि. So the pure self alone projects all this, rejects all this. Okay, this self itself is supreme most, in which there is no birth and death. You realize that one. This is a topic from where we study thoroughly tomorrow. To convey to us this Brahma Vidya only, all the other discussions have started. Okay, all this description about each of these worlds, Saraswati Mata telling Leela or Sri Rama is told by Vaashishtha ji, all of us, that is for understanding the reality, not for the understanding of these various chitta or maya kalpita happenings. They have zero value if you know the reality. And they are 100% valued if you value them. And the more you value, we are lost in them. You know? Here, this point, Swatma eva kachati vyartaha. Vyartaha means not wastely, unnecessarily. Vyartaha means appearing only, not real. The self alone, kachati means projects all this. Nakachatyeva va kvachitu. And when whole thing dissolves, that self alone remains. Nakachati is that state. That's the Atma va idamekam agre asit sthiti of Upanishad. Urvam, before the whole Srishti got projected. Tat padam paramam vidhi. Know that Paramatma Tattva, Atma Tattva sthiti is Paravasthiti. What is its beauty? As we just now said, Nasha Utpada Vivarjitam. When the waves are born and dying, water is not born and dying. When the parts are born and dying, the mud is not born and dying. When the ornaments are born dying, the gold is not born and dying. When these Anantakoti Brahmandas are born and dying, the Parabrahma Paramatma is Nasha Utpada Varjitam. Okay, Vivarjitam. Then Swayam Kachitam Abhati. Abhatam. Swayam Kachitam Abhatam. So, it's everything is Paramatma's projection only. Param, then Shantam Param Anamayam. This self is Shantam, absolute bliss. Param, beyond all these things. Anamayam, in that there are no Amaya, the disease of limitations, births, deaths, and dukkha, etc. Then Kila Mandapa Gehe Antaha Swaswabhava Udita Atma. And just limiting our thinking up to that, in that Vasishtha Mandapa Geha, in that pure self, self is everywhere, but in that place of the Vasishtha Gruha Mandapa, all this is projected. Now, this is happening in case of one jiva or a set of jivas, let's say Leela and this Padma. Before that, he was Vasishtha, she was Arundhati. And the next one, they are Leela continuing, but he born as Vidurat. In this way, Ananta Koti they are happening. Each one have their own stories. But all of them is again in the Shuddha Paramatma Kalpita only. And that Paramatma is one without second. Everyone is that Paramatma only ultimately to begin with ourselves. So when we realize it, everything becomes realized. Focus on that. Okay. From here, mantra 11, let us again do contemplation tomorrow. These are all Vishleshana, Vicharana, contemplation, trying to lift our intellects to little more subtle understanding as guided by Sri Vasishtha Adi, tuning to them. Thank you for your patience, friends. You're wonderful. Om Purnamadaha Bol Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Dhanyavad.